Hi, I'm Kristen Bell. Carvana makes car buying easy. Isn't that right, hun? Dax? Dax?
Sorry, did you know about this 7-day money-back guarantee?
A week to evaluate seat comfiness, you say?
A week of terrain tests? Yeah, I can test the brake pad resistance at variable speeds.
Make sure all the kids' stuff fits nicely.
Make sure our stuff fits nicely.
Oh,
Right. Still need to buy the car. Getting ahead of ourselves here.
Buy your car with Carvana today.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of True Crime Time for Wednesday, April 16th, 2025, and I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
And we are back, Holy Week, Easter week, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's just a couple days away, right?
Yeah.
And the one thing I never, ever, ever do is work on Good Friday, Easter Sunday, Christmas Eve, and Christmas.
That's
right?
true.
And I will stick to that. I think that for me, I'm not trying to preach. I'm just telling you my personal feelings. To me, Easter Sunday is almost more important than Christmas, because this is the day that, if you believe, it's the day that gives us everything.
Yeah. Eternity.
And I don't know. Death is a very real thing. We talk about murder every day and stuff like that, but you know, everybody is going to die. None of us are getting out alive.
Nope.
And, you know, a lot of times people are taken tragically and by murder or car accidents and instances. And that's why you wave goodbye every day when I'm leaving and stuff like that. And
Yep.
I get that. And sometimes we're kind of in the position now where, you know, it's coming with a loved one, and you know, you just try to do what you can for them. And then it was first time I've ever had a chance to like plan things out ahead of time and different things and tough stuff. So we know a lot of y'all are going through tough stuff, right? But we love you.
Right.
Chin up and just keep living, keep loving and all that good stuff. I don't know why I went there, but I'm going to get off of it. So let's get down to some true crime time for Wednesday.
All right. Let's go to Key Largo. I'm staying
Boy,
in Florida.
you a
I
Florida
love me some
queen.
Florida. You know why? I'm
No.
craving I don't want to go to Florida, but
You want to go to Belize?
yes, please.
Yeah. What does that have to do with Florida?
Because it's beach. It's the
There's
closest
beach in Louisiana.
Not the kind of beach I want.
There's a beach right in our backyard.
That's true. Okay. Well, I'll go hang out at the beach today.
Watch those trees when you climb down the cliff.
I might just get a rope and bungee down there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Key Largo, Florida, at the Amaray Dive Resort, there was something weird going on. And a person checked into a resort room, right? You check in. I know every time we check in, especially at a cool resort, I have my phone out and I'm videoing, and I love the rooms are all like, you know what I mean? Like we have the kid, like sometimes if WL's not with us, we have him on FaceTime, like look at the room, right? You're excited about being in your room and all that.
Excited about getting in and taking that first peek because you've been drinking all the way down there.
We don't have to talk about that. But on April 8th of 2025, a body was found.
What?
Yeah.
Housekeeping.
Didn't find it.
Missed that one.
Yeah. So this woman, her name is Nadine Marie Tillman. She was 43 years old. And she had been reported missing by her family after they hadn't heard from her since Saturday morning. And investigators discovered that she had met with a 33-year-old kayak tour guide named Dylan Lamb at the resort the day that she
went missing.
Right. And Lamb was initially uncooperative when asked to vacate the room for new guests.
Yeah, because he left a gift behind.
So after he checked out, cleaning staff noticed bloody sheets, but didn't report it. What did they think happened?
They cleaned bloody sheets.
It wasn't until police conducted a search prompted by the missing persons report that Tillman's body was found concealed in an air conditioning closet.
What?
And so Lamb was arrested later that day and charged with second-degree murder, kidnapping, evidence destruction, and procuring another for prostitution.
What?
He remains in custody with an arraignment scheduled for the following week. And so the resort hasn't commented on the incident. And, yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's another change to that policy and procedure coming, which is going to state open the air conditioner closet.
Yeah. If you see bloody sheets, maybe check the air conditioner.
Hotel maids, we got to find some nasty shit.
I can't.
Right? Right? I mean, they got to find some nasty shit. People just go in there and just make it like, I'm paying for it. I'm going to leave it the way I want.
And if I had it my way, I would leave it just as the way we found it.
Yeah, not me. But I mean, they got to clean it, right? They love when you put the do not disturb sign on the door to fucking come bang on the door. Housekeeping. I'm like, motherfucker, there's signs on the door.
Yeah.
Housekeeping. Signs on the door. Do not disturb.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, whatever. Maybe they just can't read English. I don't know.
Well, now they have lights that you press.
Yeah, some places do.
Yeah.
And they still go look at the light and they say, housekeeping. Right about the time I'm hitting my good sleep, So, well, let's just look here. Do you remember Weezer?
Oh my gosh. Ooh, ooh, he looks just like Buddy Holly.
Is that who it was? Man, they all up in the news. And I wasn't going to comment on it. I'm not going to read anything, but I'll just tell you that I thought that's who that was, but they're a little bit of trouble. The Weezer's bassist, Scott Schreiner, and his wife was shot by the police.
Oh, I saw this.
Yeah. So, well, you know what? She was shot at the police. She was shot by the police after she tried to murder the police. And she shot at a police officer. Well, guess what? If you shoot a police officer, a 99.9% of them, there's a certain percent that are scared. The rest of them are going to shoot you. Yeah. And there's some of them that have been waiting their whole career to pull their weapon and shoot it. I wasn't that guy.
No.
But anyway, after she shot at the cop and she got shot, and of course she was arrested. She got $1 million bond. I think they said she had just had some type of surgery or something. I don't know what the hell that has to do with anything. The Weezer, the husband, Scott Schreiner, he shared the update on his wife following her arrest earlier this week, as well as he shared an update confirming that his band will still be taking the stage at Coachella this weekend.
Oh, I guess so. That's a multi-million-dollar gig for them.
It's a twofer. So all right, I'll just tell you real quick what happened. On Tuesday, April 8th, the author, I guess she's an author, Lauren Schreiner, who's 51, still younger than me, was shot by the cops near her home in Eagles Rock. It was by Los Angeles. This incident took place during a manhunt when officers were searching for 3 suspects who were involved in a hit and run who had fled to the Shriners' residential neighborhood, according to LAPD. Now, Lauren Schreiner, who had no involvement in the hit and run, was armed and fired her weapon at an officer while in the backyard, which resulted in her arrest and the $1 million bond. I mean,
Did she not know it was a police officer? I mean, I guess I'm speculating now, but.
well, I don't know. She was out walking their 4 dogs. And she shot at the cops. I don't fucking get it. So they said our investigation revealed evidence such as a shell casing and video footage showing she repeatedly ignored police commands to disarm, and she fired her weapons at the LAPD officers, and then she got booked, right?
Maybe she was loopy from her medicine.
In the audio, an officer can be heard telling dispatcher she has a gun in her hand. Female suspects going to be wanted for ADW, assault with a deadly weapon.
Jeez.
On the PO, an officer can be heard saying, an officer also requests a response for a female suspect gunshot victim. And the suspect described as wearing long gray sleeve shirt, black pants, and armed with a gun. So they said Lauren Schreiner pointed her firearm at them, leading her to be shot once in the shoulder. So she then went into her home after she was shot, before she exited and surrendered. And the paramedics and the fire department took her to the hospital for attention and blah, blah, blah. One of the 3 suspects that they originally were looking for was cited for the hit and run and then released for custody, while the other 2 remain at large. So I told you she's an author. I have never heard any of these books, but she published an autobiography called Some Girls, My Life in a Harem, right? That's what they call them, harem. Where you like multiple wives and shit. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I don't want that problem.
You do not.
It is the book told about our life.
All you need.
The book told about you. You're right about that. The book told about our life from 1992 to 1995, where she was a paid female guest of Prince Jeffrey Balakaya of Brunei. Anyway, whatever. In March, she announced on Instagram that she has cancer, and she was recovering from a hysterectomy when she got shot.
Wow.
Yeah. So and she had 2 back-to-back surgeries, and including a full hysterectomy. And now she's having surgery on her arm because she got shot by the popo.
Your harem. What was the spill that you used to say for your polygraph?
I say I'm a state licensed and board certified polygraphist, not to be confused with a polygamist, because although I love my wife dearly, I certainly do not want more than one of her. And I told that joke in many a public speaking
Almost
engagement.
every single phone call that you have made.
Public speaking engagements, I told it.
No, I know you did, but also almost every time when you were doing private polygraphs. Dude, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a board certified.
You know why I said it? Because I meant it. No, that's not domestic violence, y'all. Women, have you ever had one of those days where everything just feels off? Like you're stuck in the middle of a mystery and you can't solve it? Your energy's crashing, your mood's swinging like a suspect in an interrogation room, and no matter what you do, nothing adds up. Well, Cyndi has been there, and sometimes the real culprit is hiding in the shadows, is hormonal imbalance. Here's a twist. More than 1,000 hormone disruptors are living rent-free in our world, lurking in our food, our air, even our skincare. And when hormones go haywire, it can feel like you're trapped in your own personal true crime story, especially during premenopause or menopause. But here's the good news. This is the one case you can crack with Hormone Harmony by Happy Mammoth. All you need to do is take their free 2-minute quiz. You'll answer a few simple questions. Just like that, you'll get a personalized recommendation to help bring your hormones back into balance. No long investigation required. What I love is that Hormone Harmony is made with adaptogens, natural science-backed herbal extracts that help your body adapt to stress and hormonal changes. Whether it's PMS, hot flashes, brain fog, or sleepless nights, this product is designed to help you feel like you again. Over 40,000 glowing reviews don't lie, and neither do the results. 86% of women say they started losing weight. 77% say their mood improved. And the biggest win, 100% say they feel like themselves again. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code RLRC at checkout. That's HAPPYMAMMOTH.com, code RLRC for 15% off today.
This podcast is sponsored by IQ Bar. I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20 to get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping. Again, go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20.
Well, someone sent us a sweet message on Patreon about that.
Yeah.
She is a survivor of domestic abuse, and she said, I do not think Woody abuses you at all. In fact, I think that y'all are hilarious, and she likes the way we are with each other. So.
Right.
Okay.
I got another one.
Go for it.
Jeff Winston, who came from Southern Punch.
Yeah.
He came to the LOPA event the other night at Walk-Ons. Thank you again, Walk-Ons. He said,
stop interrupting her.
He said, he texted me this morning. He said, about beating your wife, more impressed you didn't throw in there and been known to spank her. You can't, you can't please the world. I learned that in coaching. Thank you, Jeff, for the emotional support, brother. I appreciate you.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Next.
I'm going to stay in the beach theme, but I'm in the Bahamas now.
Yes.
I'm getting close.
Tell us about the Bahamas.
Not closer to where I want to go, but.
Well, you going to the Bahamas this year.
I know.
It's already done.
We're going, I think we're going to this place.
But you don't want to tell everybody where you're going to be at.
Well, then I won't say it.
Because I might leave you in the air conditioner closet.
We're going to Paradise Island, which we actually had a home on Paradise Road on an island.
That's true.
Anyway, Paradise Island, Bahamas at the Atlantis Resort.
Yeah, and we're going. It's a free trip for us, and it's supposed to be an amazing place.
Yeah.
But tell us about it.
So on April 4th of 2025, it was a family trip, like just a breather, kind of like what we love to do. But Denari McAlmont, who is 23 years old, stepped away from the dinner table and he told his family he wanted to explore, like just take a walk. But he never came back.
He wants to sit inside, but you can go walk on the beach in the Bahamas.
But when he did this, he never came back.
Yeah, okay.
So hours passed and
he might have hooked up with a mermaid.
That's true.
That's one of my favorite mythological creatures.
They're not a myth. They're real.
Okay, well then that's one of my favorite real creatures.
Calls were unanswered and his phone location stopped pinging. So I'm assuming his phone died.
Maybe it got wet in the water.
Maybe.
Because of the beach.
Yeah, maybe. So Michelle McAlmont, which was his mother, just felt something was wrong. So she reported him missing. And then the next morning he was found unresponsive on the beach near the resort. Authorities ruled it a drowning, and they said there was no signs of foul play. They just said that it was accidental. Okay. And so Michelle wasn't happy with that. The mom.
Pretty sure that's the answer you're going to get from a worldwide famous resort because they don't want negative publicity.
She saw his body, and there was bruises, and there was sand tangled in his hair, and she believed with everything in her that her son was beaten. And it's quoted, she says, "I just want justice. My son did not deserve this." So Michelle McAlmont is calling on U.S. and Bahamian officials to dig deeper, and she wants answers. She wants the truth, and she wants people to care enough to find out what happened. But the Royal Bahamas Police Force is still waiting on the toxicology reports, and they have no arrests, obviously no suspects. And in their opinion, they have no proof of foul play. The mom keeps stressing there's something wrong here. That's what I would be doing, right?
Right.
And she said her son was smart, kind, and full of life and wanted him to come home alive. There's still no answers for this, but she's fighting to get some answers. But apparently the Royal Bahama
he could have
police,
got washed around in the surf and got bruised, but who knows? We certainly know lifers. Y'all know, like Mary Pouchot's case, they said it was an accident, but guess what? It wasn't. And they tried to say Courtney Coco's was an accident. Guess what? It wasn't. They tried to say Haley's was a suicide, and guess what? It wasn't. So I get to ask for the first time about this. Does the Bahamas have the death penalty?
I found this on the web.
See, I'm just curious minds want to know. Capital punishment in the Bahamas is legal punishment and is conducted by hanging at Fox Hill Prison. And the last execution was January 6th of 2000. And they only have one person on death row now.
Yeah.
So
well, my heart goes out to that family. And I hope their mama gets justice. And
if justice is deserved, sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. And I mean, sometimes accidents are just accidents. I can't tell you all the cases I worked that really were accidents, and the families don't want to believe it.
I just don't know how many people are actually at the Atlantis waiting to kill people.
Well, I'm sure this would have been a local. Well, no, I'm not throwing shades.
I know.
We got lifers in the Bahamas also.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we need to go check it out and do some investigation.
Well, we will be Johnny on the spot for that. All right. So this one is going to be a little. It's time for worldwide crime. You know, I spent a lot of time in El Paso working like weeks at a time. Remember on that job I was on down there?
Yeah.
And not really one of my favorite places, but it's a border town and pretty great Mexican food, naturally. That's about all I had to say about it. Nothing else really nice. And sorry, lifers that live there. Let me tell you about Jorge Mares Regoza. And he got arrested by the El Paso police for murder charges because he killed his wife, Coral Lamas Fuentes, right? So let me tell you what happened. Then why it's worldwide crime. The dude, he's from Texas. He got arrested for strangling his wife to death after finding out she had an affair. Then the El Paso Police Department shared in a statement on X that officers arrested Jorge, blah, 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 whatever. He's 47 on the murder charges on March 28th in connection with the murder of his wife, like I told you. So police said in his crimes against person unit was contacted by the FBI about a death investigation into Fuentes, who was found dead in Juarez.
Oh,
that's why they're.
How did he get her across the border?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure she walked across the border and he killed her ass over there, but I don't know. So, however, United States authorities were informed by Mexican investigators that it was believed she was murdered in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. We don't want this either. But they do have the death penalty in Mexico.
Do you know that for a fact?
I do not.
See, there you go.
I know you're going to want to question me.
Do they have the death penalty in Mexico? I'd be shocked as fuck if they don't. I'd be shocked as fuck if Mexico didn't have it.
Me too.
Do they have capital punishment in Mexico?
Here's an answer from study.com.
Nope, does not.
What? No, that's wrong. They
abolished March 15th, 2005.
Well, they do some.
Siri be speaking the truth.
No.
All right, so back to it. She's found dead in Juarez. Mexican police said, she must have died over there. So detectives met with him, the Regaza, whatever his name is, on March the 28th, and they obtained a warrant for his arrest, and he was booked into the El Paso County Detention Center. The police did not respond to a request for an interview, but the couple had been married, though they lived in two separate states. Ragoza, the guy, he lived in Hobbs, New Mexico, and the victim lived in El Paso with their children. And so Ragoza worked Monday through Friday at a warehouse job and visited El Paso on weekends to see his family. Now, look, for you, those of you who are geographically challenged, I know this because I rode those roads. Yeah. It's not that far to New Mexico. So I would drive from El Paso to New Mexico to California all in the same day. Yeah. Working for the same deal. Yeah. But he would go to El Paso on the weekends to see his family. However, he found out on March 18th that his wife was allegedly having an affair over the past 2 years and discovered her at a hotel room with another man. And he then confronted her about the affair on March 21st, as according to the affidavit. And he told police that he flew into a rage and strangled her for about 30 minutes.
What?
Yep, but check this out. Then he dressed her and stored her in the back seat of his car. And he drove to a job interview in El Paso.
Wow.
I guess you figure, hey, kill the mom of my babies. I've been living in New Mexico. I might as well get me a job right here, right?
I'm going to take care of my kids.
Dressing her up, set her up in the back seat of the car. I'm going, can you imagine going to a fucking job interview with your dead wife in the back of the car? Anyway, so according to the affidavit, following the interview, cameras captured Ragoza driving the job interview, driving Cifuentes' car into Juarez through the Ysleta port of entry before he came back to the U.S. in the same vehicle. And he admitted to police that he drove to El Paso to dump her body. He also, that must mean Juarez. He also destroyed her phone and smartwatch. Smart criminal, but not. So the Chihuahua Attorney General's office in Mexico claimed that Cifuentes died of asphyxiation by strangulation and said her body was discovered on whatever road, highway in Juarez.
You just dumped her.
And anyway, his ass is in jail. And guess what? Where he is, I don't have to ask Siri. I know about the death penalty in Tejas.
Yes,
they will kill you quickly in Huntsville. So there you have it.
I used to be so afraid. I never had anything illegal in my car, but do you remember going across from Laredo to Nuevo Laredo and you'd have to and they'd have the red light or the green light and you got the red light and you'd have to pull over and they'd inspect both ways.
Yeah. I've been stopped on both sides.
I was always afraid to get inspected on the Mexico side because they could plant whatever they wanted.
I got inspected the very first time I actually drove across on the Mexican side. I think I was in the party wagon and I had shotgun shells and shit like rolling loose, and then they got big signs, no armas, no ammunition, and holy fuck, they pulled me over into that little thing. And I was like, uh-oh. And I was like, ooh, dude. And I said, I got some shotgun shells in here. And I was like, oh, that was so stupid because maybe they wouldn't have found them, but they let me go.
It was better.
And you know what I did? I turned around as fast as I could, got back to the U.S. side, parked my shit, and walked across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially for where you were going. You could have walked there.
Good times.
Good times. I bet we were on the same streets together, didn't even know it. But there was a woman who was super excited about buying her dream car. And she's in Everett, Massachusetts.
All right.
This was in 2009. And I guess prices of cars were different in 2009, but I don't think they were this cheap.
A lot cheaper than they are now. She was
getting a Lexus for $4,100.
Well, it could have been a used Lexus.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. And she had a really close friend that helped her seal the deal.
All right.
So Charlene Rosemond was 23 years old. So she's getting her dream car, a Lexus. This is a great deal, right? She was paying for it cash. It was, like I said, $4,100. She had been saving up for this car for a very long time. And her friend, Roberto June, Juene, helped facilitate this transaction. Right. And she considered him one of her closest friends. Obviously, she trusted him with every ounce of her life. And so he helped her get this car. He told her that he had a friend that could get a good price on the car. So she got the $4,100 in cash out of the bank, and she met him at Union Square parking lot. But when she arrived, there was no Lexus. Well, he was there, and he had a friend, Cyndi Overton, and they shot her in the head. And her body was slumped in her father's car, parked behind a variety store for days.
There you go.
And her
if you're ever going to do a car deal, don't do it behind a variety store.
And her family searched desperately. They were unaware where she was, and of course they checked everywhere imaginable.
That's why they were searching for her.
But the case went cold for years, and it wasn't until April 10th of 2025 that authorities announced a breakthrough.
Good.
Now, the best friend had since passed of natural causes, but the other guy, Cyndi Overton, who is now 38, has been arrested and indicted on charges of first-degree murder and attempts to mislead law enforcement. He admitted to providing a .44 Magnum firearm used in the murder of Charlene. So they disposed the firearm in a body of water, and then they decided to crack open a bottle of champagne to celebrate.
Nice. Get you some Dom Perignon with 4,100.
Like I said, June had already died of natural causes in 2024, and which leaves now Anna Crayon to face justice alone. But thank goodness that family is getting justice.
Does Massachusetts have the death penalty?
I found this on the web.
I know I'm fixated with that, but I need to know. Massachusetts was one of the first states to carry out the death penalty in colonial times, but since this changed its approach, so I'm guessing that means no.
I
Well,
just can't imagine using my friend to help me. And
at least the cold case isn't cold any longer, and they know. I'm going to tell you something. A .44 Magnum. That's what Dirty Harry carried.
yeah, that's a big.
The largest revolver at the time. It was the largest revolver in the world. So that's horrible. Horrible way to go.
Then you go
Horrible
crack
thing.
open some champagne.
Yeah, I don't even like champagne. Gives me a headache. But I mean, I certainly wouldn't like it after murdering somebody. So I don't know. There you go.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
Let's go to New York City, get a rope. And, I told you some of my cousins live there or whatever, and they'd never even ridden in a car.
Right.
Until they came up to the country, and I got to drive them around the farm and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So subways, it's a big thing, right? I mean, it's massive cities. You can't find a place to park. It's too expensive to park your car. It's really not even necessary to have one, especially with Uber and all that shit. Let's go to the subway train in New York City, and there's a man, and he's accused of a crime. You know what it is?
Pushing somebody.
No. Yeah, he was pushing them.
Like push it real good.
He's accused of sexually abusing a corpse
That's not pushing it real good.
on the subway.
Jeez.
So police believe the man was dead when the suspect committed sexual acts on his body on an R train in Manhattan. And NYPD is looking for a man whom they believe sexually abused a corpse while on the subway. Police said the incident occurred, at least they didn't say allegedly because they got it on camera. Police said the incident occurred on Wednesday, April 9th, just after midnight, aboard a southbound R train in the vicinity of Whitehall Street Station in Lower Manhattan. Now, the victim boarded the train around 8 p.m., and the suspect got on the subway at Whitehall Street Station around 11 p.m. The victim appeared to have died prior to the incident. This story is just strange as fuck. a police source confirmed this, right? They said his death is believed to have been natural.
What?
What kind of a day are you having? You get on the train at 8 o'clock at night, the subway, you die of natural causes, and then you get raped.
No, that's not true. He didn't die of natural causes.
Anyway,
He
got
was
video.
given something to make it look like that, but
Okay. Thank you, Inspector Clouseau. The suspect searched the dead man's pockets before sexually assaulting. They got it on camera.
yeah.
And the unidentified individual had sexual contact with an unconscious and unresponsive adult male, and then he fled on foot, the police department said. Police have asked the public to be on the lookout for the man who was wearing a blue baseball cap, black hooded jacket, yellow hooded sweatshirt, blue jeans, red and white sneakers, carrying a black backpack. The police later said in a release that a different person, a woman, is suspected of stealing property from the dead man before fleeing a little over an hour before the sexual assault. The woman was last seen wearing a yellow hoodie, black pants, and a black baseball cap. Holy fuck.
It's like Dirty Harry days out there.
Public service announcement, number whatever. Don't die on the motherfucking subway in New York City. They're going to check your shit. And then they're going
to rape you.
Who
How do you
in
rape
the
someone
world?
on the subway?
They rape them just like you rape them anywhere else. You put something into them that is of yours that doesn't belong in them, that they don't consent to.
But I'm saying with all the people on the subway.
It was midnight.
I don't care. It's still New York City, the place that doesn't sleep.
Okay, baby. So
I'm just saying.
They have videotape dude being raped after he was dead, sexually assaulted after he was dead, and he had been robbed twice.
That's so sad.
That is fucked up.
It really is.
And that is a strange, bizarre story out of NYC. And I don't know what you say about that. This weird as fuck. I don't know. Oh, I'm going to just give you one more quick weird one, and we'll end it for the day. So let's go to Missouri, which we'll be driving through this time next week. And as we take the show on the road next week for y'all. So investigators are now looking into a decade's worth of allegations of abuse against the Missouri foster mom. Now look at the picture of this beauty queen. Y'all, I'm not look shaming, but if this must be one of those transgender things or something, because this woman has a butt cut from hell and looks like a dude.
There's a guy on TikTok that does these dances, and he looks just like that. Okay, well, God bless. A longtime foster mother has been arrested in Missouri for child abuse allegations, and the law enforcement say they're looking into claims. This is where it gets weird. They're looking into claims that she may have traded her foster daughter for sex.
Nope.
Drugs.
Nope. Yeah, I'll give you $1 billion if you guess this. She traded her foster daughter for a monkey. I know it's not funny. You can't make that shit up. But the Lincoln County, Missouri's prosecutor's office confirmed in a statement on social media this weekend that Brenda Douche, it's Dush, I'm sure, but it's D-U-T-S-H, is facing felony counts for neglect, child abuse, and child endangerment. This bitch is 70 years old. And authorities say the child, who was in Douche's care in Winfield, Missouri, I don't give a fuck. She's a douche. And was in care in Winfield. Authorities say the child was in Douche's care in Winfield, Missouri. It was later found in Texas. Winfield is roughly 50 miles northwest of St. Louis. We'll be right close there next week.
We're not. It's a secret.
Criminal investigations are not. Let me tell about Douche's monkey. All right. Criminal investigations are not about headlines or social media commentary, according to the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office. They're about real people and real consequences for victims, for the accused and for the entire community. Now check this out. Douche has fostered about 200 children over the past 20 years. Lincoln County prosecutor attorney Mike Wood claimed in an interview with KBTX that the foster mother's alleged abuse of the young girl was not an isolated incident. Said it was a culture of abuse and neglect, you think? Furthermore, Wood told NBC at least 2 witnesses have come forward with information regarding the transportation of the monkey back to Missouri after the child was delivered. But we will have to further investigate whether that was actually a trade for the child or if it was something that does not rise to the level of any type of trafficking. Come on, man. You give the motherfucker a kid and he gives you a monkey. I think that's trafficking. So anyway, NBC reported that more than 200 calls have been made to the Missouri Department of Social Services Children's Divisions about Douche's home. And anyway, I don't know. The girl authorities recovered in Texas told investigators she was physically beaten by Douche with wood trim, shoes, and a paddle. And this all in the probable cause affidavit. The investigators began looking for the girl back in February after school officials contacted them about her missing classes.
That's horrible.
Right? Welfare check. The news outlets report that investigators then heard a rumor that Douche had allegedly traded the girl for an exotic monkey in Texas, leading them to contact authorities in Texas to look into it. And officials in Texas were able to find the girl and take her into protective custody. Thank God. The couple in Texas allegedly traded Douche a monkey for the girl. They were disabled and unable to adequately take care of her. From what we could tell, the child was taking care of them, according to prosecuting attorney. In a statement on social media, Wood said it's likely that the probe into Douche will end up being a lengthy investigation that must cover over a decade's worth of allegations of abuse. Fuck you, Douche. And yes, I'm sure her name is Douche, Dushy, or whatever.
Douche.
Whatever.
She's a douche.
Yes. Monkey.
What kind of monkey?
Does it fucking matter?
No, it doesn't matter.
They didn't say what kind of monkey. I'm sure it'll come out later on. Then you can have your monkey's curiosity satisfied. Traded the kid for a monkey.
It's disgusting.
She hadn't taken care of the kids in the last 20 years. She's been getting a check though as a foster mom. Mm-hmm. But what, you gonna foster a monkey?
That's
getting a check
how
for a monkey?
Explain that. Where's the kid when they'd say we've got a home for her and we got to place her?
She didn't have to explain it. They found the kid in Texas and they went and got douchey.
I know, but what was her plan? I mean, don't they do checks on these children, or are they just
the inquiring mind of Cyndi? Yes, they did checks. So the school said the kid ain't in school, and they found her in Texas.
But I'm trying to get in the head of Deutsch.
But
of what, because this isn't like her first kid. She's had 200, so she knows the way it goes. How did she think she was going to get away with this?
I'm going to let you get inside the head of Douche. I'm going to try to stay outside the head of Douche.
I'm just trying to understand.
And that's very admirable of you.
I don't want to understand her. I want to understand what she thought, how she thought she was going to get away with it. Like, how stupid can you be? And you know I don't like that word.
You can be pretty stupid.
Obviously.
Monkey. Dude raping a dead dude on a New York subway. The world is full of stupid people. And yes, I know you don't like that word.
That's horrible.
Mean people suck. Trading a kid for a monkey sucks. But this bitch is going to catch so much hell. And, that's a lot. I've done that size investigation, and there's a lot of victims that are now adults that they got to go interview and all that stuff. So she got trouble, and I don't even have to ask if Missouri's got the death penalty.
So does it?
I'm almost 99.9% sure that I know the answer to this. I'll get up and ask. Does Missouri have the death penalty?
Here's what I found.
Death penalty was first used in Missouri in 1810 when Peter Johnson was hung for murder. They swapped in 87 the lethal injection as an option in addition to lethal gas. And as of right now, fast forwarding to 2023, Missouri carries out the first known execution. So yes, they have it. You know why I knew they had it? Not because they have legal weed dispensaries, which they do, but you know what they have that's legal in Missouri?
No.
You're about to find out because I forgot to tell you we got to make a stop on the way back.
Oh my gosh.
Distilling is legal in Missouri.
Oh, we're going to pick up. We're just going to check it out.
Swim might want to stop at a distiller store and see if they have a part for his still that is missing. Instead of having to buy the whole still again.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. You don't want to, you the one who gave it up. But if distilling is legal, I'm pretty sure they'll kill you too.
Yeah.
For killing other people.
Yeah.
And raping and shit like that. I don't know about a monkey for a kid, but
good.
At least the kid is safe. All right, that's it. I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
Your host of True Crime Monkey Time in Missouri. Douche. We will holler at y'all later. Peace.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.